Call halal Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua Ba'ashim Kadash. Double honors to the elders of GMS, including the elders that came before them, that taught us this truth. Shalom and salutations to all the brothers out pushing the word of truth and sincerity. I'm the brother Yahshua. I'm back with another lesson and video, and this one goes into the bullshit scenario of so-called African Americans coming against what they're calling the Asian community, or Asian American community. It's all bullshit, and it's bait and switch, sleight of hand, and I mean it's very clear that this devil is turning things upside down. Okay, he's the murderer. All right, and I mean, somebody might have got punched in the mouth or whatever, but somehow that's worse than a murderous killing spree. Okay, mass murder. All right, so what we'll do is we'll get a couple of precepts. Then we'll watch a video that is exposing this guy. His tongue is falling on himself. But we'll start right here at Zechariah 11 and 5. Okay, and of course this is talking about Jake. All right, but I mean it's very telling because it's the MO of this devil. All right, not only does he deal with us that way, he's the devil who is the Edomites. All right, when it says the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, they're ruling everybody, not just Israel. They're ruling Moab too. Okay, so Moab is in their hand too. All right. Now again, somebody's gonna try to say, that's dealing with Israel. I'm already saying that, but it also deals with these other nations too. Just like when Yahushua comes back and subdues everybody, we're going to be running everybody, just like this devil is right now, although his time is up. Okay? So anyway, this is Zechariah 11. I'm going to start at 4 to indicate that this is talking about Israel. Okay? Thus saith the Lord, my power, feed the flock of the slaughter. It's talking about who is the flock? The lost sheep. All right? Whose possessors slay them. All right, let's talk about Esau, the possessor, and hold themselves not guilty, and that's what I'm looking for. All right, not only do they do that, they do that. That's what they do. They hold themselves not guilty. Yeah, and they're coming after us. This whole ploy, the bait and switch, black people are attacking Asians. Lie. They're coming after us. They're using this situation to pass laws, stop and frisk, whatever, so that they could come after us. So this is right on point. Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty, and they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not. Okay? And you got coon-ass Negroes coming out, right? And politicians saying we need to stop coming after, all of these celebrities and whatnot, speaking against their own people, these damn coons. All right. So, all right. Here's the point. And hold themselves not guilty. All right. They're trying to say that this mass shooting over different states. All right. This guy was going down to Florida to continue his murderous spree, right? After he'd killed 6, injured 1, or killed 8, 1 injured. The majority of them were Moabites or whatever, Ammon, whatever. we'll call Asian right now. All right. And then they flipped it. Oh, it wasn't a hate crime, it was a sex crime. All right. What are they doing? They're holding themselves not guilty. Oh, he had a bad day. We'll see it. It's in the video. Okay. Let's get one more. This is Psalm 73. Psalm 73 and 5. They are not in trouble as other men. Right? Neither are they plagued like other men. Okay? Hey, you could go and murder a bunch of people and they're going to take you to Burger King. Oh, he just had a bad day. Oh, it wasn't a hate crime. They're already reducing, right, the severity of the incident. A hate crime is going to carry more punishment than a sex crime or whatever. And really what they're saying, it wasn't a hate crime. That's what you black people are out doing to the Asians right now. This guy, this angel of light right here, who just went out and murdered a bunch of people, pay no attention to the man behind that curtain. All right, so let's watch this. All right, this is David Pakman's show, March 18th, which was yesterday. Today's the 19th. And the title says, Police Say Kill All Asians, Shooter Isn't Racist. Okay, now when it says kill all Asians, the truth came out in Korea, in a Korean publication or television station, that they translated because they held, see what they're doing, they won't report on what actually went on. Not here, not in Babylon the Great. They flipped it. They left this part out. But it came out over there in, I believe it was South Korea, right? They reported on it and translated what was being said. And the dude came in and said, I'm here to do this, right? And you got to be careful what you say, even in a video like this, because they're going to take this and splice it and do it, you know, how this devil gets down, all right, which is going to come out in the video. All right, so let's watch this. David Pakman. Let's see what he's got to say.
There is a lot that we still don't know about the shooter in Georgia who tragically killed 8 people at a massage parlor on Tuesday, but it increasingly seems that the early claims that race was not a motivating factor for the shooter, those claims appear to be falling apart, including based on some new witness testimony given to a South Korean newspaper that has been covering the story. So to catch everybody up, the suspect is a 21-year-old male. He is alive. He was taken into custody on Tuesday after this horrific shooting at a massage parlor in Georgia that left, at last count, 8 dead and 1 injured. And police have had a chance to interview him. This doesn't always happen in these situations where the shooter, either at their own hand or at that of the police, often will end up dead. Not the case here. Police speak to the shooter, and the initial belief by many was this was clearly an anti-Asian hate crime.
He's holding themselves not guilty. I mean, first of all, he didn't get shot up, right? All right, and he's not in trouble as other men, right?
Individual targeting Asian individuals. But then it wasn't so clear, and it could be partially that, and partially what they are describing as sex addiction, which I'm hearing incel as someone who's involuntarily celibate. But the point is, I have no interest in prematurely saying it's one thing or the other, or neither or both.
But somebody does. They're spinning it already. Every word out of his mouth is a lie.
What I know is that the law enforcement in the U.S. and the American right will often characterize shootings by white men differently than they characterize shootings by non-white men.
Wait a minute. This guy could be a Jake. He's telling the truth. All right. That's not how Edom gets down.
know. And because of that, we're sort of on alert as we hear and try to determine what the motive was here. And there's no question that people often will play coy with terms like terrorist, lone wolf, and these other types of terms. In this case,
thug. Okay, he was a thug. All right, he was a whatever they use against Jake.
it's just early. It's a tragedy either way. But we know most of the victims are Asian. Now, yesterday there was a very strange press conference with some of the police. And I'm going to play a clip for you of Captain Jay Baker of the Cherokee County Sheriff's Office saying that the shooter had a bad day.
Okay, so hold on. The shooter had a bad day. It's okay. All right, so let's get. I got to get a quick precept. All right, this is because what is Pac-Man doing right now? All right, is he outing? Uh, is he outing his comrades here? This is Psalm 64. Let's get this real quick. This is Psalm 64 and 8. All right. So shall they make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. Okay? We see what this guy is doing. Pac-Man right now, he's snitching on him. He's telling the truth. All right? And so when I said that he could be a Jake, of course I'm joking. No, yeah, Jake. You know, a nigga just wants to disagree with anything that comes out. So I just threw that in there. It's a joke when I say he may be a Jake. We know how you niggas read into and bite into shit and want just got all manner of hatred and vitriol on your tongue. So that's for you. All right, let's go back and watch this.
And he was at the end of his rope on the day that he killed 8 people, and many people rightly reacting by saying, this guy, the guy from the Cherokee Police, Jay Baker, he almost sounds like more sympathetic to the shooter than to the victims.
They hold themselves not guilty. They are not in trouble as other men. And Pac-Man is breaking it down.
Strange way. Take a look at this video.
The investigators, they interviewed him this morning, and they got that impression that, yes, he understood the gravity of it, and he was pretty much fed up and kind of at the end of his rope, and yesterday was a really bad day for him, and this is what he did.
Remorseful?
I'm not going to go to, I don't know if he was remorseful or not.
He's a pretty young guy with his.
He was fed up and had a really bad day and killed 8 people. Just kind of strange language for describing what happened. It almost sounds, again, more sympathetic to the shooter than the victims. I think that's the bizarre thing. But okay, maybe race wasn't a factor. We don't know yet. And then, maybe not shockingly, after this bizarre press conference, we learn that Jay Baker, the Georgia sheriff's spokesman you heard from there, has previously posted xenophobic COVID shirts.
Uh-oh. All right. Look like the Corona logo right there. Now the devil is being exposed. All right. Let's find out who this guy is. All right. Now who's the real Asian hater? All right. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. And Pac-Man is bringing it out. He's causing his own tongue to fall upon him.
Facebook, where he said he loves his shirt, and the shirt is a shirt that says COVID-19 imported virus from China, CHY-NA. So now maybe we're doubting what this guy says. And then we get reporting from the South Korean newspaper Chosun, which interviewed victims and reports that the Atlanta shooter said to a witness, or a witness heard the shooter say, "I'm going to kill all Asians."
Well, uh-oh. Eyewitness report. Now you see how they hid that right here in Babylon the Great. Nobody's saying that. They're hiding that because they're flipping the script. All right, they're flipping it. Let me get this. Let me pull this real quick. All right. Surely you're turning. There it is. Let's get that. Isaiah 29:16. Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. For shall the work say of him that made it, he made me not? Or shall the thing framed say of him that framed it, he had no understanding? Let's see. All right. You're turning of things upside down. That's what you do. You flip it. And that's what you're doing in this case. Let's continue on right here.
Translated the article from Korean. The reporter is Hwang Ji-yoon. It includes reports of interviews with witnesses and the quote that on the 17th, the Hankuk Ilbo Atlanta quoted an employee a member of the Gold Massage Spa, where the shooting took place, and said that the suspect at the time of the crime said that he would, quote, kill all Asians. It is known that this witness, Mr. A, was in the store at the time of the shooting, but managed to evacuate and then gave this information to nearby Korean businesses. So it's becoming harder and harder to believe that a guy saying he's going to kill all Asians wasn't at least partially motivated by race.
Okay. Let's get one more. All right. Usually I just let this thing play out, but right now, okay. Let's see. Let's get Psalm 58. Psalm 58:3. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Okay, that's all we need. All right, and we could just chop you up right here. Okay, but here's what we got going on. Every word out of your mouth is a lie from the time you're born. Here's another interview.
Here is another clip. In this one, Frank Reynolds, a Cherokee County sheriff, said that this appears to be sexual addiction, not racism. Take a look.
Salaki.
You know when you're getting ready?
See, they're trying to change it up real quick.
We did interview him last night. He is currently in our facility at the Cherokee County Adult Detention Center. We were able to interview him with the Atlanta Police Department and the FBI. He made indicators that he has some issues, potentially sexual addiction, and may have frequented some of these places in the past. But as the chief indicated, it's still early on. We still have a lot of.
You could tell that devil is lying. He's just stumbling over his tongue. He's just making shit up. They came up with a cover story so that they can keep pushing this narrative that is somehow Jake that is attacking Asians. All right. And this whole situation could be a psyop, right? To explain away what this guy, because that was real quick that they came up with this whole it's a sex crime and not a hate crime thing.
Things to process, and so he should be at an arraignment tomorrow at some time early morning to late morning, and we will keep you up to date. We have a press release that Captain Baker has put together available to our media folks. If you don't have that, I think we have some printed copies that he'll be happy to give to you. I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have at the moment.
So are you saying, when you talk to the suspect, he says he has a sexual addiction issue, but I'm sure you asked him, was this racially motivated? Was this racially motivated?
As the chief indicated, it's still early, but...
He went around the question, all right? Why don't we find out if he's a white supremacist, if he's in a militia? All right, where's all of that evidence? He's being hush-hush. Oh, no, he's a sexual deviant, of course. But you ain't saying nothing. Look at the battle gear. Look at just how he's dressed right here. Okay? Is he a proud boy? Okay? What is his ideology? Just I got a sexual addiction, so I went out to go kill a bunch of Moab? Come on. Nobody's stupid here. And you just tripping over your tongue to flip the narrative right here. Right? So you can continue to come after Jake. And you're definitely going to use this to change policy, right? And write some unrighteous decrees. All right? You're definitely going to use it against Jake. All right? Crime initiative, crime bills are coming out of this.
Indicators right now are it may not be. It may be targets of opportunity. Again, we believe that he frequented these places in the past. And
see, he explained right around, no, we are not going to push this as a hate crime. That's what he just said. I'm going to go back on it. He asked a question. He said, is this going to be a hate crime? He didn't say yes or no.
But I'm sure you asked them, was this racially motivated? Was this racially motivated?
As the chief indicated, it's still early, but the indicators right now are it may not be. It may
There
be targets of
it may not be. All right. Basically, he said no. All right. Look at this devil. All right. Speaking lies. All right. Now, what is it absolutely? You try to explain it away, but what is it? What is it clearly? All right. They're not even saying this. This is John 8. The book of John, St. John 8 and 44. All right. Ye are of your father, the devil, and the lusts, the lusts of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. Talk about Esau right there. On both sides, the actual murder, this guy right here telling every lie coming out of his mouth, he's a murderer too. All of these. You're a bunch of murderers. And you're holding yourselves not guilty. All right? This dude's a clear murderer. You're not saying he's a murderer, a mass murderer. Oh, he just got a sexual addiction. Oh, the poor guy, he had a bad day. Let's take him to McDonald's. That's what you're saying. All right, so let's try to finish this.
opportunity. Again, we believe that he frequented these places in the past and may have been lashing out, and part of that is in your media packet as well.
But the working theory is a sexual addiction issue rather than a racial profile.
During our interviews, we asked that specific question, and that did not appear to be the motive.
So he's saying no, it's not about race. And then the truth comes out that Pacman is bringing out right now, that he went in announcing that he's there to kill Asians, not that he had a sexual addiction.
Yes. Thank you.
According to authorities, the suspect intended to also target the pornography industry in Florida before he was apprehended. And again, the statements...
you know they made that shit up.
There's a claim that the shooter said, I wasn't motivated by race or
lie.
Politics. I was motivated by my addiction to sex. The claims from the witness about I'm here to kill all Asians certainly seem to contradict that.
And was conveniently left out of all broadcasts. Where's that at? We got to learn it secondhand from a little tiny show like this, not from the press conferences on the mainstream media outlets.
I don't know that it necessarily has to be one or the other. You could have someone who, I guess the term incel is sort of pejorative, but it's an individual frustrated by his celibacy. They're celibate, but they don't want to be celibate, and for a variety of different reasons, they're unable to find relationships with. If you're interested in the opposite,
Bullshit. Okay, that's enough. We already know the men of the Lord. We see exactly what this is for what it is. Okay, so let's get a couple more precepts. We'll go ahead and close it up. All right. This is Psalm 141. Okay, because it's clear what's going on. They're trying to shift blame from themselves, from the real murderers, onto Jake, who doesn't give a rat's ass about no Asian. Been supporting them for years, buying a pigeon, buying that whatever they're calling chicken in the weave stores, and so on and so forth. All right? And suddenly we're mad at them. No, it's not us. We're not the ones running around talking about the Kung Flu and all that. We don't give a shit about Moab. All right? And we're not out there. And these guys got organized crime. They protect themselves. They got syndicates. They ain't out there just getting beat up and punched out by us. They be protecting themselves. You stay away from them fools. This one, Psalm 141. Salaki. Psalm 141 and 9. Keep me from the snares which they have laid for me, and the gins of the workers of. This is a snare. All right? These people are setting up Jake. Oh, well, he's not a murderer. He just had a bad day, couldn't get no pussy, so he went and murdered up a bunch of people. He's not a mass murderer. He just had a bad day. All right, give him a break. All right? Let the wicked fall into their own nets. Wait a minute, I thought it was Jake that was out there doing this. Uh-oh. Let's spin this. Let's get on it right away. Let the wicked fall into their own nets whilst that I withal escape. All right? Proverbs 26. Proverbs 26 and 27. Whoso diggeth a pit shall fall therein, and he that rolleth a stone, it will return upon him. A lying tongue hateth those that are afflicted by it, and a flattering mouth worketh ruin. All right, guess what, Esau? We are not ignorant. You can get that one. I'm going to go ahead and close it up. 2 Corinthians 2. 2 Corinthians 2 and 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. This whole thing is a ploy to take the momentum away from Jake, because right now we're complaining, right? And we're calling these devils out on their wickedness, and they got to shift the narrative, all right? And suddenly this devil goes out and exposes the whole plot. Now they got to flip it, turn it upside down, somehow blame it on us. Never let a good tragedy go to waste or whatever. That's what they're doing, okay? So with that, I hope that the elect was edified. And with that, we can say shalom until next time.